Welcome to France.
Tell us about the journey and before your journey started.
I keep forgetting about this. Yeah, I'm on the way to the tackle shop. I was picking some up for Johnny, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Some Fox pop-up weight. So all my gear's in the car. I'm halfway to Carp fever. All of a sudden, what did it say on my dash? Oil pressure low, stop engine. And it went dead loud. So I thought, better stop.
It's red hot, so hot. Let's just start video for that. It's like 37 degrees.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It was a long journey. How long was the journey?
I think was it 15 hours we'd done in total, wasn't it? 15 hours. So I think it was 13 hours it was. We'd done 5 hours from the UK to the Eurotunnel, and it was 7 hours from the Eurotunnel to our destination at Forestfield where we're at. Not one that had his bumps on down the way, was it, Dave?
Do you want to elaborate on the bumps?
So yeah, on it. So myself and little Johnny get to Enterprise, phone Dave and say, "Where are you?" The car breaks down, so I have to go to Dave's hometown to go and pick him up with all his gear in the car. So that put us behind a little bit. So me and little Johnny's picked up the van because Dave decided after 2 years of planning for France to break down on the day that we're going. So we've had to pick up the van now, go and load up at my house, which was intending to do with Dave there, and then go from there. But now we've got to go to mine, load up the van, and go pick up fucking Dave because he's decided to break down.
You bang out of order, Dave. You bang out of order. You should know this. 2 years we've waited for this, and you're messing us up.
You're a selfish person, and I know you probably cropped this sort of make a video because you're that selfish and inconsiderate, but I just want you to know that we hate you this moment in time.
So anyway, one thing leads to another. Phone the garage, get car, recovery trucks on his way. Phoned you. You thought I was joking. I wish I was. But yeah, I broke down about an hour before we were going to set off dinner, which you couldn't even make it up, could you? That.
Then on our way down, we hit a roadblock, didn't we? And little Johnny decided to have a wee inside of the motorway as well. And then coming through Florence, Eurotunnel was just to put it there. Eurotunnel was a breeze though, wasn't it? It was. Yeah, I'd recommend that to anyone.
Rapid, wasn't it?
Say like 30 minutes, wasn't it? And getting on, how easy was it? Just straight through. Yeah. So that was a breeze. I was really impressed with that. I think we all was, weren't we? To be fair, driving on the wrong side of the road wasn't that bad. To be fair, it was one of the things. Didn't overthink it and just got on with it. So
you did all the driving, didn't you?
Yeah, I did the driving. It's only on insurance.
So what was that journey down like?
It was okay. We all thought it was a bit surreal, didn't we? It's been we've hyped it up for months, haven't we? First fans trip, big fish, small lake. None of us have done it before, so it didn't sort of kick in until we handed the passports over. We got them back, and she let us through, and then we were all like, we're like little schoolgirls, absolutely buzzing. It sort of hit us then, didn't it? It hit us, and we're like, we're going France, boys.
Might change.
Yes, France.
Here we are.
We're in France. Oh. Look at that French clock, same as the English numbers. Little Johnny.
How do you, mate? You're right.
Or Alex, as you actually
As I'm formally known, yeah.
Right, mate. Obviously, Jake's described a bit of the journey.
Yeah.
I've got written down here the midget stub.
Midget.
There.
Midget slum in the bush.
Yeah.
That's what Jake was trying to conceal when we were on the, I think it was on the M1, and we got into a bit of, we got stuck behind him. I think there was a lorry burnout or something like that, so while traffic came to a halt, when we was on our way to the tunnel, Jake decided that he needed to relieve himself, should we say, and have a whiz, but ended up turning. And I turned around and there's a midget stump staring at me in the face at the corner of the van whilst he was having a winkle. So yeah, that's where the old midget stump in the bush quote came from.
It was going well until we got to them French. He's laughing. It was going well until we got to the French services.
For some strange reason, Dave chose double espresso and a massive rockstar, didn't you? So Dave had this absolute caffeine spike, and then he started turning grey. So me and little Johnny says, "You all right?" When I'm just tired. Anyway, I don't feel well when I'm tired. Next minute he wakes up and he's pull over in the hard shoulder French motorway while Dave throws his guts up. Yeah, so we put that Dave's now on decaf from now on. The Carp and Niger's not a coffee Niger, it's decaf Niger.
I thought I dazzled the woman at the till with my French. Do you know what I mean? I thought I was proper on it there until the double. I thought, you know, double espresso. I weren't even that tired. I just thought I'll do caffeine in now, and then later on I'll be fine. I didn't realise what a low tolerance I must have to caffeine. What did you first think when we rolled up? You know, when we actually got here and saw the lake and that. What do you reckon?
Firstly, driving through Limoges, it is proper out in the sticks, French countryside. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
What do you reckon to the lake when you first saw it?
I tipped up to the road down and thought, I hope this is it, otherwise I'm going to get the van stuck, and it's just a little Pete Tong from there.
It's a bit sketchy, the road.
Yeah, the road's a bit mad coming down. But yeah, how many hours would have been awaited by then? Like 24, 26 hours?
30 odd, I think.
Yeah, and so I thought,
30s anyway.
if you go down there and it's wrong, it's going to be a manoeuvre trying to get it back. First come, saw the lake, thought, wow, it's stunning.
There we go. Hey. Whoa. Look at that.
For when you can't hear everyone else, you hear the wildlife and stuff like that. The settings is beautiful. There I said it, beautiful on camera.
Because we're in the middle of a forest. You can't hear anything. The wind in the trees. Had a few walkers, a few French a few French people like cutting through, haven't we? You know, like bonjour to us and that, but it's authentic France. There's no tourist sort of stuff around there, is there? This is like proper rural. We in the south, we're sort of middle south, aren't we? Yeah, it's getting towards southern France. It's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely beautiful, mate.
Such a different world. Yeah, it's crazy. It's lovely. It's gorgeous. It's so nice on the eyes. Honestly, it's so picturesque. It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's lovely. But I think, to be fair, we were that tired. I think everyone had in their mind, yeah, let's get the bed chairs set up, have a couple of hours, get up and crack on. And by the time we got here, that had completely gone just like that. We were too excited.
You got the middle peg.
Yeah.
Caught one pretty much straight away. So just talk us what you did to catch that, because it happened. I think you was in the water an hour.
Yes.
I just remember you saying, I'm in.
So you got Mark and you've got Nicker, who come round and speak to you before you get started, and Mark said fill it in. Now, as you've probably all seen in your videos, that's exclusive fish PVA bags. So I was a bit reluctant at first to fill it in. Yeah. So the first thing I always do is chuck a bag out, give it the first 24 hours, and it brought me to a false sense of insecurity because I got one quite quick then, to be fair.
In the stillness somewhere above, the city lights, you're falling in love. Still aware, you know it is true, that you were lost and this is a clue.
Right, Jake, first blood, first day.
PVA bag. Sound like a broken record in your videos here, Dave, but yeah, first day, first couple of hours fishing. Fast asleep actually, it's absolutely red hot, sweating my tits off. Roulette interrupted. Right, this one, as you can just full wet, it's got a slap to the chops off him. £25 I want it, something like that.
Yeah.
It's coming,
Good start.
no problem.
Yeah.
That was caught using a Gemini tidy stem and meter-long tubing, and then the Corda pre-made size 6 barbless, it's a barbless reel on here, so it was just put that on straight away, put it in with micro pellets, Scopex squid bait, the Fox Rapid set, twisted it round, and then I pumped a load of dynamite squid sauce into it, filled that up, and then rolled the bag in boiler crumb, cast out, and left it. No free offerings, just fish singles. That worked well for the first hour, and then it sort of died off a death from there.
Me and Jake were quite reserved, weren't we, about the way we started fishing. You went on the owner's advice pretty much straight away.
Yeah, well, I've always had in mind, just because anybody knows that French fish are big, and they're big for a reason. They're big for a reason, because they eat a lot. Like if you think, obviously, looking at some of the sizes, obviously the biggest in here goes up to sort of like £60 mark. So the reason why it's £60 is because it eats a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like you say, with a lot of obviously the backup 40s, 50s, and 30s, they eat a lot. So yeah, my approach straight away was get it in, find your spots, and fill it in. I'm fishing the one where I'm looking now, which is furthest to the left, which basically is it's the one facing the cabin, really. So I was commanding sort of that line of water, and Mark had told us really that own personal preference that it was his least favourite peg, but the spots are out there and they do get there. So
speaking of they do get there, what got there the first night?
Oh mate, unbelievable. Bear in mind, obviously you can see on the video my hand's not in a cast, but I broke my hand stupidly enough 2 weeks before we come out, so my hand was in a cast. So fishing with my 12 foot was quite difficult, it's quite challenging, so I brought my 9 foot 3 pound test curve Nash Dwarves, just simply because they were a bit easier to handle. But yeah, went out to my spot, baited it, dropped my rig in, and the first night I've just come round to this absolute one toner, like something I've never even heard before. Picked up lift into it, and it's just this big solid weight, and it's going and it's going and it's going, and it's snagged me up. So I'm sat there, pardon my French on this, but shitting it. So obviously if there's kids watching this, I do apologise, but yeah, I was shitting it because I'd never hooked anything that big ever in my life. First cat. So obviously Jake was with me at the time, because I thought this is either going to snap me or it's going to pull for a break, because when you get here you'll find there's quite a lot of lily pads and stuff, so there is snags here. He said, oh, go out in the boat.
You can do it, Johnny. Do I need to feel carpy because you're out in the boat? See him put a bit of light on him. See if that works. How big is it? Right, what I'll do, everyone, is I'll wait till he's got this in, and we'll do some more videoing, but pray for little Johnny.
You don't have to go out in the boat, but it was the first run that I had, and I really wanted to land it, so I've gone out to do battle with this absolute monster of a cat. At first I thought, oh god, it could be the £60 carp that's it, and ended up it's lifted its head, and yeah, it's a massive mogger.
4 or 5 off it, for about 56 in it, something like that. Yeah.
So just about 61 with a sling. Let's look. Oh fuck yeah. I reckon Johnny, it's gonna be like £58 or something like that, mate. What Johnny's son?
Tell you what, lad.
That's big, that, isn't it? Do you want to get in and lift that tail up, Jake? spread it down a bit, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's little bang on that.
oh, dirty bastard.
Oh yeah.
Got to move the crate and get the cradle out of the way.
Alright, what do you reckon, Johnny? What do you call it on?
Caught on a manila bottom bait with a bit of pop-up sweet corn.
Just over 60 with the sling, so
just over 60 with the sling. So we're going to get a proper weight. We're going to weigh the sling after we get her back.
yeah.
And then we can see. But yeah, mate.
Looking at 57, 58
Big
there,
fish,
mate.
mate.
How do you feel? That's a big fish, mate.
Well, I'm off the mark, which is what we want, mate.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Can I let go of this slime
Yeah,
or a thing now?
back in the cradle.
Right, back in the cradle.
Yeah, we'll get that. Well in, Johnny, so. The pads peg. The video we watched on YouTube, I think Ian Smith, the bloke, he was saying all the fish what had shown had been this side of the monk. I didn't know what a monk was. It's just some metal thing, some structure. Why it's called a monk, I ain't got a clue. But so we'd all thought pads. On the way down, me and little Johnny sort of thought, you've done all the driving, mate. You know, decent thing to do is give you first choice of peg. If I had first choice, I would have gone in the middle, where you are, I'll be honest. The pads peg, once I got in it, I weren't really feeling it, as you know. It seemed a bit cut off because of the pads. They were a bit, yeah. I'll be honest, I weren't feeling it. Little Johnny wanted the other peg, didn't he? You had the middle because you had first choice. I said I'll go up here. But once I was in, I'll be honest, I was a bit like, oh, I'm not feeling this at all. That was right at the start though, wasn't it? And the next 48 hours
It was hard.
it was quiet, wasn't it?
Yeah, so for the next 48 hours, I stuck to PVA bags, stuck some guns, but I filled it in as well. Didn't have anything. And then it come to, I think after 48 hours, I thought I need to make a change here. I can't sit here and not do anything about it.
Talk us through your first couple of nights and how you went about to get your first bite. What rigs did you use? What was your
Right.
mindset? How did you approach it?
Yeah, right. Before we came, daft mistake, I suppose. I'd sat on boilie fishing. I thought I'll have a solid bag out, boilie fish, ball back rig. I always resort to that. You know, maybe a wafter or a snowman. Same as you. I'm armed to the teeth with up baits, mate. I think we all are, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, we are. Johnny's starting his own company, I think. the amount of bait he's got. But yeah, he said fill it in, didn't he, Mark? The owner, one of the owners. I was a bit reluctant to. I put a bit in. I thought I'd fish for a bite at a time. The first 2 nights for me, after the first 2 nights, I tried different spots. I tried what he said. I tried what I thought. I'll be honest. I think I said to one he used, didn't I? I think I'm on a blank here.
But what I'd done that morning was I got up at, I think it was 6 in the morning or something like that. 6.
Got up here, yeah, you set your alarm, didn't you?
Yes, I got up at 6, and when I was watching the walk, I see there was hatch going on. I thought, bear in mind, everyone knows I'm not a zig angler. I've always dismissed them heavily. And then I thought, it's wrong for me not to try him.
Well, firstly, it was a zig, wasn't it?
Yeah, so come on, let's
Yeah.
start off with the zigs.
I remember talking. I can't remember. I'm sure me and you spoke. Or it might have been the day before. I might have been messaging Neil Billy Timber, but zigs had been mentioned the day before because you were the same as me. It was, apart from your first fish, it was all sort of night time down Johnny's end, wasn't it? And me and you we were struggling, weren't we? To be honest. Jake went all 3 on zigs. You got up early, hadn't you? Know?
I got up at 6 in the morning.
Yeah. I'd stayed in bed till about 10:30 or something daft like that. And I saw your deeper, and my mate Big Taster, he borrowed me his deeper. So I thought, right, I've got that out. 3.2 foot, the max I found in my peg. It's shallow. So I thought, I'll put a 2.5 foot zig out. Put it out, sort of, just, it's not open water, but sort of, the little bit of open water, openish water I've got in front of my peg. I just left it, and you put yours out. Obviously yours went, how long do you reckon it was in for? About an hour, 2 hours, 3?
Right then, for the first time in a Carp and Eiger video, it's not come off a PVA bag. It's come off a zig, black foam adjustable, foot below the surface, and I absolutely cacked my pants think I was going to lose it.
How big, mate?
£27, another mirror. Stunning fish.
Perfect, it's immaculate, isn't it?
Yeah. But tell you what, lads, it's red hot. Hopefully we get to add some more video, but let's get some stills and let's get it back. But yeah, long live the SIGs.
We got that one in, I believe that was a 25-pounder.
27.
No, 27-pounder, yeah.
27, mate.
And then done all the weighing for that. It's like, wow, no way that's caught, and Zig laughing my head off. Then I was putting the 27-pound back. The rod was literally right next to my head, where I was putting the next one back.
You had one, that adjustable took one of your rods out, didn't it?
Yeah, so the adjustable took my middle rod out, so we had to bring them both in.
You had one rod left in.
One rod left in, and then as I was putting the cart back, it was right next to me, and I remember it go do-do-do-do-do, and I thought, I've leaned on the line or something there, and you was going, you're in, and I was like, oh, just flop this fish back.
Just putting Jake's 27-pounder back, and his other zig's gone. Just broke his, just lost his zig gin it, did you say? Yeah. Yeah, he's... How's this one feeling?
No, mate.
It's not big, is it?
It's not happy anyway.
We're in. Boom.
There you go. Try to smile as well, Johnny.
Yeah. So obviously you had two in quick succession. I'll be honest, when I heard him receive a goal, I couldn't believe it. It was like a bit shocked for a second, and I just went and ran, hit the rod, and I didn't realise what it was until it was quite long, and I didn't realise how big it was until we actually weighed it.
Right then, Dave's got one on Zig, just put in mine in the net from a double take, and Dave's just popped off.
I just get my right hand rod ready to reel it in, because Jake's had a mad double take. He had another one, so I put my zig back out. On my way back round, it's gone, which is absolutely crazy, because me and Johnny have been watching fish in them pads over there around the other side. The lead's come off. That looks decent, that, doesn't it?
Keep concentration. Come on a bit of a better angle here now.
Back angle, I don't really lose it. Put some butt into it, man. Gain some line. Try, mate, but
Dave, just let it go. Just they're full of energy.
I'm just conscious of these pads, that's all.
You're on a Zig as well, mate.
Yeah, that's why I'm conscious of the pads, but I'm conscious it's on a zig as well. Like uplink, like uplink.
Oh, this water's nice.
It's quite
refreshing.
Aye. Oh, the zigs don't work. That.
Fucking leading by example, gents.
You know what? I'm not even going to jinx myself and say it. No, it's like
Oh, that's a big one, that.
jinxing myself.
Don't
and say,
jinx it, just literally just concentrate.
Johnny, that's ready, mate.
Right.
Here's the fake. Oh no, don't yet.
No, wait, I'm not stabbing at it.
Keep going. That is a big fish. That is a big fish. That's a big fish. It is.
Yeah! Come on, boys.
That's a ball. Do you know what, mate? I think that's a new PB. I think that's for sure. That's a good one.
How wide is it? It's not belly, but it's quite. Yeah, it's got a bit of width, hasn't it? Do you know? First French carp. Nice one, boys. Team game.
No problem.
Can't believe that.
How'd you feel, Dave?
The relief. It's like when you. This is crude, so I'm sorry. Any kids calls your ears. When you've not sorted yourself out for ages, and you rub one out. that relief. When your ball bag's slightly sore, and that relief. This is. I don't know why I'm standing like this.
So just to put into context, what Dave's saying is, tonight he'll be relieving himself in there due to the carp that's in there.
I'll be doing it to a picture of this fish.
And wow, how did you think you handle that situation when you seen how big it was? Do you reckon you was composed, or do you
No.
reckon you lost your composure?
No, lost my composure. I can't remember what I did, but I know it's on camera, and I know it'll be in this video.
Sure, it's a 36. That.
36, mate. It's £36, lad.
Get him, Johnny. Go on, proper.
Go on, lad.
Hey.
You videoing?
Yeah.
Oh God, that is heavy. Right.
Right, kneel down. Get your knees in there, lad. Get your knees in the water. You got an out in your pockets. Get wet. There you go. That's what you want. Get your other knee in.
I'm going to use it to hold it up, mate.
Yeah.
Rolling, Jake, yeah. Oh, first fish from France. On a zig, of all things. £36 on the nose. Smoked me PB. Oh, look at that.
Get it up, lad.
You know what they say?
Look at that. 36.
What's that? Is that your new PB?
New PB, son.
Right. Get it back.
This fish is called the current carp, because he's shown us the way with his zigs, mate. Cheers, son. Good, yeah?
Yeah, do you want to get the other side,
Got the
Dave?
other side of it.
Oh, no, I'm all right.
You have to.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey.
Assault me as well. Well done,
I
lad.
remember you filming me. I remember Johnny shouting at me because I weren't looking. I was looking at you filming me, and he's like, "Look." Sorry, Johnny. Yeah, I was like a little girl, I think, if I remember right, basically. But it had been an hard 48 hours, mate.
Throughout my baiting approach through the second night as well, it worked.
Speaking of the second
Yeah.
night, sorry, mate.
Yeah, go on. No, it's
Second night, sorry for laughing. Do you want to, second night, tell us about the sturgeon.
Oh, mate.
This was your second night captain, wasn't it?
Yeah, so on the second night, again, same tactics, same spot, baited up, thought, right, got rid of the catfish now, come on, let's get into some of the carp. Really eager. Again, gone to bed, to be woken up to, again, yet another absolute one-toeder screaming off, hooked into this fish again, bending my rod, to actually find out it's a sturgeon.
Specimen angler comes back again.
Man.
Middle rod. We joined us. The specimen angler strikes again.
Comes catfish here, catches a big massive catch and a sturgeon.
Straight out.
£27. Hang on, how's it looking on that camera?
So, I don't really do it justice, mate, to be fair, but yeah, it's a big old lump. Do you want to get some stills?
Take some stills with a flash.
Yeah, hold on, mate.
We've only known that from the owner, Mark tells us that there's only 2 in the lake anyway. And yeah, so I brought in this £27 sturgeon. Look like a shark, man.
Yeah, pretty cool, aren't they?
Yeah, you're really cool to look at. Really like prehistoric sort of creatures.
So your second, I think the third night.
Yeah.
You had your first.
So yeah, third night finally cracked it, and I had a really lovely long common, £25. Yeah. Finally, mate. Finally,
mate.
with a 25.5.
Said a comment and all, didn't we? Because
Yeah. Bit rare, to be honest with you. You don't really see the commons as much.
First one, innit, of the trip.
First common of the trip.
Yeah, what's it on, mate?
My first carp of the trip. Again, mate, a manila bottom bait and a bit of popcorn seems to be doing the bites. Fished on a nice little tight area. Tight little baited area, mate, but yeah.
Massive that. Long, fucking really long, isn't it?
So yeah, mate.
Yeah, no, well in, mate. First
Mega chuffed. So yeah, so we'll get some stills and we'll get her back.
Yeah.
Brill.
That went off, ripped off probably, I'd say about 1:30 in the morning. Then at 2:30, again, I got another one toner, lifted into it, and this was, again, my biggest carp of the trip. And to be fair, a personal best for me, I had a 29-pound mirror. Again, really hard fighting fish, really, really good. But good to finally get that monkey off my back that was plaguing me. Do you know what I mean?
I'm too sexy for my love, too sexy for my love. Love's going to leave me.
Told me shit.
Japan.
Oh no.
I'm too sexy for
Reckon, boys?
for your body. The way I'm disco.
I'm waiting up.
You know what I mean?
John.
And I
John's
do
looking
my
down.
little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. On the catwalk. Yeah, I do my little turn on the catwalk.
We went to a French tackle shop. We actually went to a restaurant as well, didn't we?
Yeah, just Atomic Carp, I think it was called.
Yeah.
In Limoges.
It was like an English shop, wasn't it?
Brilliant.
Yeah, in Limoges. It was really. The guy was sound, pretty good English actually.
That's right, we're in the French tackle shop, getting some,
Supplies.
getting some manila.
Because French fish turn a nose up at scope squid on this little lake that we're on.
Yeah.
So, little Johnny's gone steaming ahead with the manila. I'm following suit, aren't we? He's fuming, he's been dead annoyed by it.
Dead annoyed by it. As you can see from my face.
Furious he is.
So he's throwing a curveball now, moving on to
Throwing a
CC.
curveball, get a bit of life system, start catching him on that.
We went to. It was amazing because we went to a restaurant first, didn't we? Proper nice meal, nice day out. It was really good. It was amazing when we come back to see where the fish were, because they were a lot closer in, weren't they? And it's like they know when there's no lines in the water.
Oh, self-catering, isn't it?
Yeah, there is a food package option, but we didn't choose that. So, yeah, so just to mention that as well, we chose to go self-catering.
Right, so we went to a supermarket, didn't we?
Yeah,
But it weren't.
it's like the equivalent to Waitrose. I think it's the most expensive supermarket in France.
What didn't they sell?
Ice and bacon. So some strange reason in France they don't sell ice and they don't sell bacon. So just elaborate on that a little bit, and we'll tell the full story to that. Me and you went shopping in this quickie market, whatever it's called, and spent €120, and we come back with basically nothing. And look, like literally just a proper blokes like scratching together. And little do you know, little Johnny's an absolute master chef. So when he come back, he sort of saw his ass was a little bit, because it was just like bits and bobs. And then as the week progressed, I had to take Johnny to Carrefour. So if any of you ever come to Forest Pool, Carrefour is definitely the place.
Yeah.
And Johnny got his absolute, you should have seen him buzzing around the supermarket. Without him, we would have been lost. So he's fed us for the last 5-6 days. And yeah.
Johnny is absolutely spoiling us
Again.
with his cookery. Chef
Halloumi.
Johnny.
Never had halloumi before.
Never had halloumi,
I've
Johnny.
only given you a little bit. Is that all right?
Yes,
Is
sweet
that all right?
mate, yeah.
Told you our Patrick lives under the rock, not had
Yeah.
a luma.
I'm just happy someone's cooked me something, to be honest.
Bloody sturgeon again. So second night, this absolute idiot of a sturgeon caught it again. That was about 4:30 in the morning. Same one. same spot, same bait, and it picks it up. So,
Talking about rigs, you've stuck to your guns.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You've used the same rig. I've used the same rigs. You've had cat, a big cat. You've had carp and sturgeon.
yeah.
What's the rig? Just talk us through the rig.
I'm using a Corda HeliSafe tubing kit rig. Like I say, there's no leaders on this water, so obviously your tubing's you're only in your best option. So that's what I've been using, helicopter rig, with again just a simple Corda Basics hair rig with a size 6 barbless, and onto that we've got the Manila 16mm bottom bait and a bit of pop-up corn. But that's because we feed what I want to mention here as well, like obviously because they do provide bait as well. If you ask them, the maize, the party mix and their own boilies is what they feed them naturally. So I've been sticking with the maize and mixing my own boilies in with it. For what they've said here as well, which will probably give people a bit more of a tip here, if you're fishing with fish meals, you're probably bound to get more cats than carp. We found I brought 10 key of Manila. I wish I would have brought more now, but the Manila seems to be doing the action, seems to be doing the bites. They like that as well. So
What's your mindset then? What was the approach from there on?
Day zigs, night, bait up and fish on the bottom. Is that a fish? I was absolutely adamant that up my end was a day's only sort of effort. I thought days up here, little Johnny has caught, I think the first 4 or 5 nights, not always carp, but he had action, didn't he? Liners and all sorts. First 2 nights up mine were dead. I think the third night was dead at night as well. But yeah, bait and wait. Slowly sort of saw what Johnny was doing, and we've sort of adopted his approach, haven't we? We've sort of seen, right, well, he's filling it in. Nothing to lose. Caught nothing at night, nothing off the bottom for me personally. And there's nothing to lose, is there? I caught a 36, the biggest fish biggest carp I've ever caught. I know it's in France, but it's a big fish. It's a big fish of 36, isn't it? So at that time when I caught it, afterwards I thought, I'm happy now. I don't care if I don't catch again. But obviously that wears off, doesn't it? Yeah.
How did you go about finding your spots and putting your bait presentation? What was the tactic from there on?
Right, I think that night we bolted them out, didn't we? We bolted them out and we were lowering the rigs. I was fishing just in front of the pads. I think the other one was, I think it was near the other set. There's quite, I think I've got sort of 4 sets of pads I can use, and so I was dotted about at first. 320s up until then. They all come in the day, didn't they?
Yes, so it come at 3 o'clock, the double run, and then this is where the story gets interesting. Since then I've had a run on the zigs at 3 o'clock and in the morning, and I've lost 6 on the zigs.
You've had a bit of a mare on the zigs, haven't you?
Yeah, so
For the next day or two.
next 2 days I absolutely pulled my hair out because, like I said, I'm not a zig angler, and I caught 2 and I was like, this is all right, this, and I lost 6. I got cut off on one of them, then I had him picking up the other lines, unhooking them, and then after I think it was 2 days of messing about, we called in the changes then, didn't we? So we changed from a Fox zig and float hook size 6 barbless to a Corda wide gape, now a normal wide gape, again barbless, it's barbless rule, and changed that over. And then what we did as well was we backleaded him, so backleading zig, I know it's not conventional, changed the hooks, and then what gave me a massive confidence boost was a barbed hook's a sturgeon, and then it managed to get it in. It was stuck in its pecs. Foul looked it, yeah. Got it in the net. We call it Friendly Johnny, but that's not for my story to tell anyway.
The next night we changed from bolting to wading, didn't we?
Yes, you two decided to you're going to find the spots with your feet, like proper. Do you? I don't think you can get any. There's nothing more you could do, is there? You're feeling it with your feet. You're dropping it literally where your toe is on absolute sixpence, and you're baiting however you want to bait on it around it. I was going to bolt out, wasn't I? But then you walked from the pads right across my swim, so I thought I weighed it out. And you helped me. You weighed one out with me, didn't you? The first one. On the way past, you saw that little dinner plate, didn't you? To be right, there's a dinner plate. Oh, sorry. It's like a bit of, the front of this bush, bit of siltweed, and it's just a clean spot, weren't there? So Dave, come and look at this. So I've had a look. It's been fed on it, 100%. So one of my rods went there, but I could see it. I placed it down by hand, baited on top. Same with the other one. Literally stood in the gap where I wanted to fish, and baited down the side of myself after I lowered the rig.
Off the dinner plate come.
The smallest recorded carp that's been caught. These the small ones, with the smallest one. This, just a small one. This. Probably an upper double, maybe. Mid double. Yeah, nice mirror. He felt. Did he say 23? The owner Mark thought 23 was the smallest up to now. I didn't weigh it. I'd estimate 14 to 16 pounds, but immaculate, but a small mirror. The other rod did me a 30.
You know. How's it looking?
Good, mate.
£30, 7, £30 up, £30 and a half. Second fish trip, second fish of the trip for me. It's been hard, this, hasn't it, Jake?
Yeah.
Yeah, worked hard for this fish. Yeah, unfortunately, Jake's just lost one as well, just before I've had my take. So, yeah, 2 fish for me up to now, 2 30s. Oh, I feel the weight in that.
Let's get some stills for it as well, mate.
Yeah, go on, mate.
Yeah, it done me a second 30. My aim was a 30. Not ambitious, like I said to you before. It's not very ambitious for France, is it? A 30, but for me, that's it. It's a monster. Fourth night, you had that sturgeon again.
Fourth night, I had that's the third time I had it. So
On the fifth night,
yeah. Yeah, so again, fishing that spot, just off my little bit of lily pads there. It's the one that had been doing the bites. I've hooked into something. There is in here, obviously, like I say, obviously there is cats in here, but there is a cat called the Beast in here that is now probably in excess of over £100.
Alex, can you just explain what's just happened?
And I honestly believe this is what I hooked. So I've pulled into this. There's nothing that you can do. The spool is absolutely melting. Even if you wanted to try and do something, you couldn't. So I've just let it run. Finally got a little bit of line back on it, and I've just heard boof.
£3 horse just gone boof. So something's hit it. Gone, mate.
My £3 rod, it's just sheared it. Like top section completely in half, sheared it. That's the sheer weight of this fish. It snapped the rod. So I'm playing this fish for like just my first section, and again not long after that it cut me. I was absolutely gutted.
Something was big on there. Something was big on the end there.
Jesus, he went off like an absolute rocket, that didn't it?
Like a steam train, that felt big, that. Oh, back to bed I go.
You got your 12 footers in the van.
Yeah, I was drained to say the least, but to sort of perk up my spirits again a little bit while later, lo and behold, that sturgeon's picked my rig up again. So I had to deal with that bloody sturgeon again.
And then today I've had one.
You've been getting the runs on zigs on the day, but in the night time, what have you been doing at night?
So at night time, I've kept one zig out up until last night.
Yeah.
So I kept a zig out, and then on, not last night, the night before, I lost a good fish at the net, which I don't really want. I was still a bit fragile. Yeah. Literally lost that one at the net to a hook pull.
You've waited a while for that, haven't you?
Yeah. And that was on a black liner yellow. And then I had last night on a PVA bag, and there's a lot of rocks in here, isn't there?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, played that for a little bit and it just cut me halfway through my main line. It was nothing it can do, it's just found a rock and cut me off. So yeah, nights have not been good for me. I don't think I've had one in the night, to be fair. And it's not like me normally in the UK, it's all in all with catch on. Yeah, yeah.
So that brings your session there, that brings us up to today, doesn't it? Today, it was quite an important, what's the word, development on you and your zigs.
So early this morning when I woke up, I thought, right, I've lost these on zigs. What can I do different to not lose these zigs? I'm backleading now. What can I do? So early on I made mine up. If I get a run, I'm slacking right off. I'm letting it run where it wants to into the pads. I want to jump in the boat. I'm going to go over to the pads in the boat and I'm going to lift out the pads. Now this little simplistic mind of mine thought, oh, it's dead easy in a boat. Just plonk it over, lift it out. Bear in mind I've never done boat work before, right? So I'm going to set the scene for everyone watching this, right? No, okay, it's funny. You're probably dropping me spinning around at this point in the video. But so I've gone out in this boat, feeling all carp, pulling the rod over to it and thought, oh, this is going to look mint, this. But bear in mind, I'm on absolute pins thinking, don't pull out, I've lost a lot. So I've got over and I've seen that it's hooked around the pad, the line. So I've flicked the line off the pad, and as soon as I've done that, I've just seen this big shape move. And I thought, oh, here we go. From that point on there, it took me 50 to 60 minutes to get this fish in. So me standing up on a boat, being an absolute nodder on a boat, for being honest, I'm stood up on the boat and the boat's spinning around like that as I'm trying to chase the fish round. And after a little convincing from the bank side, from little Johnny and the carp and I, should we say, I sat down. But it took, I'm not lying, an hour. At this point, I've gone from being all optimistic of getting it in to absolutely knees buckling, to sweat trickling down my eyes, to full on.
You've got to know as well, it's baking.
It's 34 degrees and I'm in the middle of a pond.
There's no cover, you don't have your hat on, you have your shades on, no hat.
Yeah.
You're in that sun for, you was in the boat for about an hour, literally, about an hour.
So at this point, I've then got sweat going into my eyes, I can't see the line, it's just an absolute mess. But yeah, we managed in the end to get it in after an hour, and then when I got it in the net, I think my mum and dad back home in England and my missus probably heard me screaming yes.
Yeah, coming down, Mark, didn't it?
Yeah,
Well.
the bailiff tipped up just right on cue.
Oh, it's nice.
Mark, the owner. Hey.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Right, little Johnny's doing the filming, Jake.
Right, honestly, I think I've lost 8 on zigs. If I would have lost this, I would have gone home a day early crying, proper seeing my ass. What I can only say was about an hour in the water, and absolutely took me everywhere. Honestly, God, I thought it was the 6th there or the 5th there. Put on the scales, we're still got to take sling off, it's going to be about 28. Kindly asked Mark, can I call it the tank, it's beat me up. My wrist, his doesn't work anymore. My voice is going through screaming like a little girl across the lake when he went in the net. But I'm absolutely buzzing. Honestly, you don't know the 2-3 days of losing on zigs, trying again, got snapped off last night. Might get a bit emotional and start crying now.
Your voice is going.
But boys, yeah, it's an absolute stunning French mirror. And like I said, kindly Mark, let me call it the tank. Get it up there, boy. You see that? Just a look, Jake.
Yeah, got a few bits of grass in. There we go.
Oh mate, I was getting impaled off rocks, that's why.
How'd you feel after all the effort?
Like $1 million.
Yes, well in, mate.
Johnny just said he fancies me in my wet t-shirt as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I can see his
I knew he
nipples.
would.
I can see his nipples, man. But yeah, wow, what can I say? That's what you come France for, don't you?
Yes. Well in, mate.
Yeah, it was sort of a eureka moment. I'd worked hard for that. I've lost so many fish and gone through changes, so it was more of a relief that I got it.
Yeah.
And what I will say is that's the funniest thing to add, because I don't mind people laughing. At the point it was in the boat, I thought it was a 40 or a 50. So I'm saying to little John and to Carp and I to show up on the bank and let me concentrate. Yeah. And then I was like, it's the biggest fish, lads, in the lake. I know it is.
Remember that bit?
It was only 29er, but yeah.
Still though, mate, 29 and a 6.
Yeah, yeah.
Up to now, it's your biggest. Up to now, we've still got 2 nights on this.
Yeah, I've still got 2 nights to come.
What do you reckon for the rest of the session? What's your gut feeling?
I think I'll nick one more on a bag, because bags are good to me. I think little Johnny's going to pull out a massive cat. I think now you've sussed it with your spots, but I won't give that away. That's for you, your story to tell. But I think you'll do well. But I'm happy now that the monkey's off my back for that one fish. And like I said, I'm not a zig angler. Will I use him again? Definitely. Will I get frustrated with him again? Most certainly. Will I give up? Never.
Right, mate. Good luck for the rest of the session.
You too, mate. Nice one.
That's all. But when we came back, same thing. Waded the rigs out. The dinner plate was bigger, and there was still a little bit of bait on the siltweed round it. So for that night, that was last night, that wasn't it? Up to last night. Yes, last night. Same bait round it. Set the rods, locked up, going nowhere, and we just waited. Yeah. What time?
What did we have last night?
What time was my first? What time was it?
1:30.
In the morning. 1:30, wasn't it? 36. Yeah, I'm convinced it's the same fish. $35 and a half.
Mine 36.
Yeah. It's not the same one as before, is it?
36, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. What if it's the same? It can't be the same fish, surely. As the first one.
Video in anyway. Put some water on it.
36.
Yeah. It's there. I'll let you call it when you look at the scales, mate. Hold on. I just seen your torch off.
Hold it in. Yeah, there you go. Oh. Over mid-30 from France, 36. This one's gone again. Yes, that's, yeah. Absolutely buzzing. Same spot in the cove, waded out. Yeah, oh God, it's heavy. I can feel the weight now. I thought sort of mid to high 20, but yeah, Jake's just read the scales for me. How's it looking, Jake?
Good that, mate. Drums get got a pop on the opposite side. You've got better scales on the opposite side, I think.
There we go.
Yeah. A bit of two-tone colour, that, mate. Yeah. Well, in, mate. Great angling
Nice
again.
One, nice one, Jake. Right, let's put him back. Or her. Yes.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of studying to do in that, haven't we?
Yes. The 36-pounder I caught on a zig, I think I caught exactly the same fish off one of my spots on a blowback rig. I'm sure it's the same one.
Then did you have another last night?
No, I had an occurrence. The right hand rod on the little dinner plate, well, the bigger one, got a drop back, dropped down 2 inches maybe, the bobbin. Lifted into it, I thought I'm hitting that, and the lead had gone. So I'm guessing it's picked me up, shook the lead, it's got off the rig somehow, and I didn't want to go and wade out in the dark to put it back, so I left them 2 rods in, and I had a zig on my other rod which was tangled when I reeled it. Typically.
So now we're sort of, how many nights is it, 5 or 6?
I think we've had 6 nights we've had. This will be 7th tonight.
So what's your actual thought on fishing off the lake?
I think it's fished. It's not been easy. It's not. I think the weather. Was Nicky saying they have thunderstorms regularly?
Thunderstorms every 3 days.
Yeah, 4 days. There's not been one for 3 weeks. He said. So.
Been a cloud in the sky.
Yeah, it's been hot. We've struggled in the heat, haven't we? The fish have been basking in it, but as you know, same in the UK, they're more interested in sunbathing, aren't they, a lot of the time? So it's been difficult. We have picked some off. I mean, I can't grumble at a 36 off a zig. Zigs have got us extra fish, haven't they? But it's been, especially I botched you, mate. Especially, it's been a lot of effort on it. The night times, I've gone from thinking there's no way on earth I'm getting it. I couldn't buy a bite up here at night. To tonight, a bit cocky. I'm expecting one off one of them spots. I'll be honest, I'm expecting a bite. So it's turned one. From going into that peg and thinking I've got no chance here, it's turned into, I think I'm getting another 30 out of him from that spot. It's turned on its head during the week. Is that a bit
No.
dickhead of me here, that? Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on the rest of the 2 remaining nights then?
I think Johnny will get a cat, and probably that sturgeon. I think if you don't catch anything tonight, I think you'll get one on a zig tomorrow. I think you'll have a chance on a zig. I'm expecting a bite tonight off one of them spots. That fish again. Yeah, they're active here, aren't they? They show, don't they? I wish it was as easy to catch as much as they show.
Quick fire. I've got a quick fire questions.
Yes.
Right. So this is all based on our friends, no professional anglers.
Oh, God.
Right.
Right.
Quick final thinking.
Hillbilly Timber, because he's immaculate. His OCD will keep it. Fish to save my life.
You've got to you and to your other anglers. You've got which means you've got to catch fish to save your life.
Right, you and Kurt. The cloth. I'm only joking. No, Wednesday.
Stay.
Yeah. Worst lake I've ever fished is the Clough. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm sorry, Hillbilly Timber. It's the Clough. I think it's wank. I'm so sorry. I used to think it was mint, but and what the best one? Oh, in regards to what we're saying, best, most successful, or just what?
The best lake you like going to. The best you've had. The one lake the best one you've gone there and gone, wow.
Wintley Pool when I first saw it, the Match Lake.
Last question.
Kurt, because when I go fishing with Kurt, he wakes me up every hour because he's got a fish, so I won't get any sleep. I'm sick of him, to be honest.
I've got no more questions, mate. All I can say is I wish you luck for the rest of the trip and
Yeah,
go and get some more.
yeah. There's more fish in this, mate. Nice one, Jake.
But going out sort of 6 foot off the far bank, you get up to depths of about 4 foot. So you like your chest height and your waders, and feeling about the product. You'll find here the far side. It's sand. It's a sandy bottom. There's a little bit of silt on one side, but the majority is it's sand. So even if you are casting that, you know that your bait's going to be presented. Oh, mate, honestly, hilarious. So Dave decides to tell me when it's like that, because I was asking what the bottom was like, and he went, "Yeah, it's like sand, but it's wet." I was like, "Well, of course it's going to be fucking wet. It's underwater, so it's not going to be dry sand, is it?" So honestly, absolutely had me in stitches.
Quiet night last night.
Yeah,
A few liners, didn't you?
I had a liner. I feel like I got done because my rig wasn't, when I picked it up to reel down, my rig wasn't where I dropped it. So someone's picked it and dropped it, unfortunately. So obviously a bit miffed about that. But that's, like I say, that's the only night where I've not had a proper take. Every other night I've had proper take. So
What's your gut feeling for the rest of the session then? Think you're going to nail that big cat? Would you like to?
I'd like to, just for sheer fact, just to say I've nailed it and I outsmarted it.
Nice one, Johnny. Good luck for the rest of the session, mate.
Yeah, hopefully I crack it. Hopefully I nail that carp. But like I say, I'd like to get into a few more carp because that's what I'm here for.
2 nights.
But 2 nights, so hopefully, fingers crossed, get done with them. No worries.
Morning. I ain't got a clue why I didn't get a bite last night. Everything was prime. Little Johnny lost one. Don't think Jake's had one. I've slept pretty much like a log for once. So just woke up with the excuse to stay in me. Yeah, nothing, not a beep. I just don't think the fish were down here for whatever reason. But one more night to go. I'm sticking to my guns, 100%. I'm thinking of going around the other side in the stalking swim today. Trying a bit of bread on top and just leaving it, pulling the controller fall onto a lily pad so they can't see it. Yeah, I think that's going to be the plan today. I've worked with Jake and little Johnny, see what they reckon. And during the day it's really warm. Might try to pick one off the top, but we'll see anyway. Got time yet.
I might just give it yours, but I'll double check it with Dave.
There we go. How big, Johnny?
31 pounds. It's been testing, hasn't it, for me, mate? I've lost the fish every night for the past 4 nights. So I put a bit more water on her there. She thinks she's got a bit more thingies on her. Cheers, Jake. Yeah, 31 pound. Fell to the Manila and sweet corn combo. Just been doing the do. Been trying all sorts to get back at him. finally, it's paid off on the last night as well. So super happy. New PB, £31. Get some stills of her. Thank you very much, France. Look at the size of that. Look at that. Quality.
That is it for the trip. Nothing last night. I lost one. Absolutely gutted about it. Just loaded all the gear into the van, just waiting for the owners, Mark and Nicker, to come and see us off. Wee Johnny, I don't know where he's gone. Jake's reversing the van to find Wee Johnny. Yeah, so that's what you would have seen. Johnny had a 31, so at least we've had a fish in the last night. Nothing for Jake, unfortunately. So, not on the last night anyway. Yeah, so that's it. Forest Pool. Fished tough. I still had a brilliant time. Brilliant holiday. I'll be coming back definitely. Not when it's as hot, but I will be coming back at some point. Right, thanks for watching. Final time. Carp and Acre out.